got a problem, better say it to my face. I remember days I was hungry for a plate. Just to get a pair, had to go out of state. If it ain't love, it ain't nothing but hate. Always on the move, gotta keep a steady pace. So I keep a little beat. Catch me in a 2-seat. PIG, keep it juicy. Gang, all along, call me loop game. Promise I was only tryna loop lanes. Off-white going down to the shoestrings. Nigga got kicks like it little niggas can't me.
What's up, Bully Squad and all my YouTubers out there? Hope y'all all in good spirits with all the corona going on and all this quarantine. Hope y'all feeling healthy and getting your exercise in, you feel me? And I just hope everybody's in good spirits. You know, I had to come do what I do, hit y'all with another bully banger, give y'all some more content. I got another group of vernacular for y'all in the resale game. So we're gonna get right into it. The next word I got for y'all is Hypebeast. Hypebeast is basically just a word to describe a person who is a collector who just chases hyped items. They only want to acquire items that are going to resell for the high. They only want to wear items or they are only attracted to items that are exclusive. It might be based on limit. It might be based on resale value. But hypebeasts are just people who beast for items that are hyped. It's just the compound word. It's exactly how it sounds. So if you want to know if you're a hypebeast, if you're a person who can't wear a regular t-shirt unless it has box logo Supreme going across the chest, you're a hypebeast. If you're a person who can't wear Uptowns unless it has the Supreme box logo on the back of them, you're a hypebeast. 90% of the Supreme's customers is hypebeasts. Like, they can put Supreme on a brick and they'll buy it. So that's a hypebeast. So if you ever hear the term hypebeast, whether someone calls you it or you just hear it in the street, a hypebeast is just a collector who chases a certain exclusive item that's hyped. Next word we got for you is buyer. A buyer is basically exactly how it sounds. There's high selling items that I'm gonna purchase in a store for retail, and I'm gonna sell it to a person who wants to buy bulk. It's not just me selling it to a consumer who's gonna wear the sneaker. It's me selling the sneaker to a person outside who's out here to buy every sneaker that comes out the store for a higher price from retail, because later on, they're almost certain this sneaker is gonna sell for way more than they're purchasing it for. So for example, I have a pair of Jordans that's $175 retail. I can sell it to a regular consumer for $250, who's gonna probably wear that sneaker, or maybe even $300, who's probably gonna most certainly wear that sneaker. But there's a buyer outside who's gonna buy every pair I have at $240. They're not gonna buy one because they're gonna wear it. They're gonna buy every pair. So that means if I had bodies, like I explained earlier in the previous episode, y'all can check for that. If I had bodies and I acquired 10 sneakers, all different sizes, I can sell it to one size to one person and make $250 to $300, or I can sell all my pairs for $240, basically being cashed out by the buyer. So sometimes a buyer comes in handy because you may not want to hold up 10 pairs of $175. That's $1,700, you feel me? That you're holding up if you have 10 pairs, plus you still had to pay your bodies. So if there's a buyer there saying, I'll take every sneaker off you for $240, and now you do the math on that, you making 40, you feel me, making $75 a sneaker. So if you can make $75 a sneaker, you paid your bodies $25, you're making $50 a sneaker. So you might as well do that for 10 pair right here, make a quick 500, go home, as opposed to trying to sell each sneaker individually for $300 to a person who wants to wear the sneaker. So basically you would have to acquire 10 sales to make the money you want to make, which some people do too. That's also a good thing. But some people don't want to hold up that type of cash. So it just comes in handy to have a buyer. Some people have buyers on hand. They have people they could call if they have Supreme items. They have people they could call if they have certain type of sneakers. They have people they could call if they just have exclusive dolls or toys or just things like that. So it's always good to just have a buyer, because they have a large capital, and sometimes you don't want to hold up your capital because there's so many releases. This could be a release on Monday. You still got to do a Tuesday release, Wednesday release, Thursday, Friday release. You might not want to hold up 1,700 right now. So you might want to dump it all on the buyer, make a little 25, and keep it moving. So it's always good to just have a buyer, just in case it's a big release. You don't want to hold up capital. You can get rid of a lot of items without selling one here and there to each consumer. So a buyer is a very good word that everybody trying to crack into the resale game needs to get in tune with, a buyer. Now, one of my favorite words, burnt. And it's not spelled burnt, B-U-R-N-E-D. That's not. How we spell it is B-U-R-N-T. Burnt. Burnt basically means an establishment is not going to be able to be entered to obtain the item or the joint. So basically, if I pull up to a line and I say, oh, this line is burnt, that basically just means we not getting this item. That's it. It's as simple as you're not going to be able to either get in the establishment, or the establishment doesn't feel safe enough to sell the item to the crowd. So they're going to just say we don't have it. They're going to say we're not opening today. They're going to say we're just doing raffles. We're canceling first come, first serve. And basically, anytime the first come, first serve process is canceled, the line, the loop, the establishment is burnt. It's burnt. It's nothing else to be done. It's burnt to the ground. It's ashes. It's kaput. It's kaboom. It's over. Go home. Police is showing up. Just go home. If you hear this establishment is burnt, it's time to go home. Time to pack up your chairs. Time to pack up, roll your last blunt, get the engine started, get ready to get home. Establishment's over. Establishment's dead. Burnt is never a good thing. If you hear burnt, get up out of there. If you even see certain people that come and someone says, oh, the line's burnt, it's over. You feel me? So that actually brings me to the next word, loop burner. We might as well go straight into loop burner. Loop burner is like we just explained, burnt. Loop burner is basically the person who comes and burns the line. So if a line is already established and there's, like I showed you in the last episode, rollies, if the rollies and wristbands are already given out and there's a certain type of person who feels some type of way about that, they'll come and they will burn the line. They are a loop burner. They will make sure the establishment gets burnt so that they can either do raffles or they could either set the whole process up again for the next day. And hopefully that day it'll go smoothly. And the person who burnt the line, I have a better chance of him and his bodies obtaining the item. So a loop burner, you have to be careful for those guys. Loop burners will come and mess up a smooth, straight line. Everybody's about to touch the joint. Everybody has a wristband. Everybody has good numbers. The security's happy. The management is happy. Everybody's happy. And here comes a loop burner. A loop burner will definitely ruin everyone's day. Be careful about loop burners. Be careful. Make sure you're not around them. Make sure you don't go to the establishments they go to. Because a loop burner will ruin your whole situation. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. It's June. It's 80 degrees outside in New York. I had to take my sweater off. But yeah, the next word we got for y'all is backdoor. Some people love that word if you connected. Some people hate that word if you're not connected. Backdoor is just the process of a store getting a certain amount of pairs, reserving some for first come, first serve, reserving some pairs for a raffle, or they reserve some pair just for celebrities, for highest paid resellers, and whoever else they can sell an item to for more than retail. So the process of backdooring, most of the time, they're selling it to a reseller who's gonna then up the price a lot more and sell it to someone else. So for instance, a skate shop might have a dunk for $100. They have 20 pairs. They'll sell 10 pairs to the line for $100 and make their $1,000. Then they'll sell the other 10 pairs that are selling for $500-$600 on StockX. They'll sell those for $300. So you see, with those 10 pairs, they made $3,000. and no one ever knows. They swear all 20 went out to the raffle, all 20 went out first come, first serve, and Nike or Adidas or no major company is none the wiser. So it's a lot of money to be made through the back door. So if you ever hear the term, oh, this store is backdooring, that means that that store is a store that you can acquire the item without actually doing a raffle or without actually attaining first come, first serve. You can go to the store when it's empty, pull up on the manager and let him know you have a couple dollars on top for each, and you'll take however many pairs he'll give you, and more than likely a store is going to open the back door. So that's a term you must get. If you're going to be a reseller, you must get affiliated with that term, the back door. Another very popular term with the upcoming resellers and people who want to jump into the sneaker game, bots. They have bots for a lot of different things. They have add to cart bots, they have sneaker bots, they have Nike bots, they have Supreme bots. These are basically exactly what it sounds like, a robot. A computerized robot that adds sneakers to your cart and checks out sneakers in your cart and ships the sneaker to your address on file without you ever leaving your bed. All you do is press a button and the bot runs by itself on your computer, adds the amount of sneakers you requested, the sizes you requested, and checks out with the card you requested on file. And you never even have to leave the safety of your own bed. You don't have to do any sneaker lines. You don't have to do any raffles. You don't have to do anything extra. If you have one of the better bots, it does all the work for you. You literally do no work if you have a top sneaker bot. But the thing about bots, you have to remember, you're competing with other people who know about sneaker bots or other people who know about the Supreme bot. So you may beat all the other regular people that don't know anything about bots, but you will still be competing with the people who are intelligent and have the know-how with the computer to compete. Because a lot of people that are computer savvy, they do their own bots. They build their own bots, they build their own proxies, and they do their own work. So if you're not really in tune with bots and don't know about bots, this is going to be a slow game for you. So definitely learn about sneaker bots and get in tune with sneaker bots, because they're rising and they're taking over the game slowly but surely. Sneaker bots. Definitely get in tune with the word bots. Next word we're going to go ahead and give y'all, Blenda. You do not want to be put in a blender. No, this is not what you put your fruit in. No, this is not what you put your vegetables in to make a drink or juice a drink. No, a blender in the resale world is when you put the establishment in a frenzy. Basically, the establishment was not ready for what you was going to do to it. The establishment thought you were going to get one per person, and you ended up with 50 pairs in your car. You put that store in a blender. If a person thought they was going to sell you one pair and ended up selling you their whole shipment, you put that guy in a blender. Like, a blender is just the store not being prepared for what you're going to do. The store may have in their mind, oh, it's going to be one per customer. The store may have in their mind, we only selling 50 pairs. The store may have in their mind what they're doing. But when you put that store in a blender, all hell breaks loose. That means the one per person wasn't followed. People started leaving with 3-4 sneakers. That means people got bodies, got a whole bunch of crackheads and bodies into the store. So they ended up with an extra 10 pair of sneakers straight off the bodies. Like, a blender just means you get to see a real top reseller work. You get to see a store that thinks one per person means something, because I'm walking out with 50 pairs. If y'all got 50 pairs, I want 50 pairs. So I either got bodies, I'm going in the store, I'm coming out, dropping off, I'm getting back online, I'm going back in the store. Whatever you got to do to get multiple pairs, you're going to put that store in a blender. So if you ended up pulling 5-6 pairs out of a store that said one per person, you just put that store in a blender. They wasn't ready for your resale tactics. Feats is a simple word. It's probably one you heard. It's probably a common one. Someone says those are good feats. Feats just basically mean your kicks, just mean the kicks you got on your feet. If someone stops you and says, yo, bro, those are good feats. Feats just mean those is good sneakers, those are good boots, those are good, whatever it is you have on your feet, that's a good pair. And he's acknowledging from one sneaker a connoisseur to another, he's acknowledging that you have good feet. The other word for feats, toe work. If someone goes, that's good toe work. It's basically the same thing he's saying about your feet. It's sneakers. Basically, if someone walks up to you and be like, oh, that's great toe work, or where you get that toe work from? He's basically just asking you about your sneakers. So if you ever hear toe work, don't be lost, don't be confused, don't not know what's going on. Follow the bully that's giving you the here and there's and letting you know. Toe work and feet is synonyms for each other. They both just mean the sneakers that you got on. That's it. So if someone walks up, good feet, good toe work, it's a compliment. Say thank you and keep it moving.
I don't even fuck with my ones when they